Hello and welcome to Rarely Rad, episode 16. Haley and Iz are here, and it has been a hot minute.
Yeah, it really has. I forgot about it completely until you texted me yesterday. You're like, hey, are we recording? And I was like, it just completely slipped my mind.
I even put it on my planner, like, we're going to record Sunday. And then, I don't know, was it 9:30 last night? I was like, so we should have recorded today.
I know both of us were like, oh, we didn't do anything. Like we had all day. It honestly completely slipped my mind. Usually it all crossed my mind, like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. It was one of those things like if you hadn't mentioned it, like I've been like, oh, we do a podcast. Like
I was too busy. I learned how to finally make reels with the background and then someone moving in the front. And so I was just too busy making reels. And all of a sudden, we don't even have an episode for the week. So I was like, shit, we got to do this. And then the fact that Memorial Day is literally this upcoming weekend.
Insane. Where has time gone?
I feel like every year, everyone's like, the year's flying by. But this year is faster than most years.
I know. I honestly, it really is like the saying that say like the days are long, but the years are fast has become so accurate as we get older. I feel like so recently was I 22 getting blacked out on like a Tuesday doing dumbass shit. Now I'm 29 doing that, and it's not as cute.
I'm still a dumbass. I know today I found out that we are now going to work remote the rest of the week. I was like, hell yeah. Since Monday's Memorial Day and then Tuesday's our mental health day, I won't be going back to work until next Wednesday. Old me would have been like, hell yeah, it's time to go get hammered all of these days. And now I'm like, nope, not trying to do that. I think you know this. I only try to drink like 10 days in a month.
Yeah.
And because of the bachelorette trip I went on and then Cinco de Mayo, I had 6 days already taken there. So I've had to really use my days wisely. I have 3 left because I drank on Saturday. And so I think I'll be pretty good. I mean, 3 days, I have 10 days left. I think I can manage that. Over this past weekend, I was like, okay, you have to be cognizant about which days you can drink or not.
Dude, so, obviously I went through my little pink phase. So my Stanley came in from Canada. Look how bright it is.
Jesus Christ.
And then obviously I have 2 pairs of AirPods, one that leaves the house and one that doesn't. The one that doesn't leave the house is in like a super pink, bright, fluffy. It's so bad. But because it's like my work ones, I kind of forget that they end up leaving the house when I travel for work. So I went to Utah 2 weeks ago now, and I had my headphones out because I was on a call, and somebody's like, is pink your favorite color? And I looked at it and I was like, this is getting out. Like, this is really getting like to become a problem. And then I'm like, I didn't know how to say no, really, because like I'm phasing out of the pink. So I was just like, yeah, I guess you could say so. But I'm like, this is becoming too much. Like, this is because then I was also happened to be wearing like a little pink t-shirt.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, control. Like, this is gonna stop.
It's like you're like 6 years old and you're like, my favorite color is pink.
I know. And I'm like, have I become that girl whose like personality is pink?
We all know one.
We all know one. Yeah. Utah was wild in like the weirdest way because
Did you guys end up having any good food?
Surprisingly, yeah. Very surprisingly, yeah. I was like expecting there to the most amount of seasoning is like the pepper.
But did you end up going to that place that kind of sounded like a brewery that they said was like super romantic?
No, because they were too expensive apparently. Because they were like trying to cut budget, so they spent like 30 grand on us flying us all to Utah because it's are already in New York. So it's flying me to New York is so expensive. Yeah, well, everybody's in New York is obviously except for me, but the lady was like, we're gonna save money. So we fly everybody to Utah instead of just doing it in New York like we always do.
We also haven't recorded since the bamboozlement of Tacos and Tequila Festival.
Biggest scam of all time.
Y'all, so it was advertised as all you can eat tacos and all you can drink tequila for 3 hours. And tickets were like $50 each. Like they weren't cheap. And at first I even questioned, because we've done like Beer Fest, Seltzer Fest, Wine Fest, Mimosa Fest before. At first I was like, is it really including tacos too? Because that is like crazy. And sure enough, a thing says including tacos. We had so many people that were willing to go that I bought a pack of 10 tickets. So we only ended up spending $29 each, bands. We get there. First, we wait in this line for 45 minutes. And that's because we're like cutting. It would have been longer. We are cutting in this line. It's like, why is this so slow? And they were selling tickets to bring in coolers and stuff. And I was like, oh, I guess it's because the festival goes all day, but it's only like all you can drink and eat for those 3 hours. But then at the same time, in my head, I'm like, I don't need to drink anything more than tequila for 3 hours because I will be shit faced by then.
Yeah, especially if it's unlimited.
Yeah. And so then I'm going through and I'm the first person going through because I have the pass and it's only like one ticket and I have to have like my 10 people with me and everyone raising their hands. And then this girl's giving us like raffle tickets. And I'm like, what are these for? And she's like, one for your taco, one for your tequila. And we were all like, I'm sorry, what? And she was like, yep, one taco, one tequila. And sure enough, we get in there. You could get a little shot of tequila and they had like gold and silver, or you could get this mixed margarita juice that was just incredibly sweet. And then the line for the damn tacos was like at least 45 minutes long.
Basically the most expensive margarita I've ever paid for in my life.
Yeah. It was so small.
It was small. It was like all cheap tequila too. It was rough. So we ended up just leaving.
We left, and then there were still hundreds of people in line, and everyone was like, don't go in, it's a scam. Don't do it. You're bamboozled. I mean, I don't know if you saw afterwards, I went on the festival's Instagram page. Yeah. The comments on that are hilarious because everyone was so pissed. Someone commented that it was the Fire Fest of Atlanta.
I literally said that while we were in line. Like when we were in line for the tequila, I was like, this is like Firefest.
I mean, what a bamboozlement. I wonder if it went like too viral. And so they had to change it. I mean, just raise the price of tickets then.
It definitely went too viral. They said there was over 20,000 people. Like, that's insane. That's a freaking college.
I mean, literally just raise the price of tickets then. Like, if you see it going viral, just be like, oh shit, the $50 one sold out. Now you have to buy the $100 ones.
Agreed.
And then we had people in our group that actually ended up buying, like, because we finished using the 10 that I bought, that bought normal priced ones. I'm like, well, that freaking sucks. We still had a good day, but that was a bamboozlement of the century.
That was a rough awakening, as one might say. That's actually, okay, this is what I was going to say about Utah. So they don't sell, like, alcohol anywhere, like, other than restaurants. Like, I didn't find any, like...
they're Mormon?
Yeah, they have, like, strict alcohol rules. At a restaurant, if you order a drink at the bar and you're going to the table, like, they have to carry your drink for you. But, like, it's weird because weed is legal. I don't know. Utah, I guess. I don't know. But I'm like, what if they spike me? Like, hello?
You're trying to drug me, aren't you?
Yeah. But, like, weed is legal, which is weird. And so by the hotel, because we were looking for a liquor store, couldn't find anything. They don't have beer or wine at, like, the grocery stores. I don't even know where you get it. But then there was a store called Cartridges. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, finally. And we get there, and it's printer cartridges.
No.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even know they had stores that just did printer cartridges.
You work from home. Do you have a printer?
My apartment complex does. But who owns a printer anymore?
I don't use the printer ever in our office. And every once in a while, something will go wrong. I'm the one that can kind of do the IT stuff. And they'll be like, Haley, help. And I'm like, y'all, I do not use that machine. Every once in a while, accidentally print something out because I'll have the settings on my Mac as print instead of save as PDF. Yeah. And then I'll print and I'm like, oh shit, I guess I know how to print. But I never use it. Or it also scans and I just use my phone to scan. It shocks me that people still use printers.
I only use a printer for like a UPS package return because I have a UPS drop off here. So you can just like stick it on.
In your building, right?
Yes. If I didn't have a printer here, I would just go to the UPS store.
And that's the thing is whenever I do an Amazon return, I just do the UPS, no label, no box.
Right. Who owns a printer anymore? Like, it's insane. And so, yeah, that's why that's my other thought. I was like, how is this place in business? Printer cartridges? I was like, I'm not even going in here. Oh, one thing I learned today, this is kind of a weird thing that I was like, what the hell, is alligators and crocodiles are like basically immortal. Like they don't die of old age. They only die if something like kills them or like a disease gets to them. So they can literally live so freaking long.
How old is the oldest one?
I mean, if you like look back at like your textbooks, it's like alligators and crocodiles were like some of the first dinosaurs.
Yeah,
that's why you find those like mega gigantors because they keep growing, and in Florida where they're like humongous. But yeah, I found out they don't die of old age.
Yeah, the oldest alligator on record was 85.
That's insane.
This thing says, however, records of two especially long-living crocodiles suggest that they can live up to over 120 years.
I do not want to meet that guy, the 120-year-old alligator.
I don't want to meet any of them.
Yeah, I don't like him. It's weird to think about how in Florida they never used to really scare me. I guess because they were just brought up and they're just so common, and I was just like, oh, an alligator, like NBD. And now I'm like, an alligator? Like, we don't even have them in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's something. Water in Florida always kind of scared me because I grew up kind of going to the lakes and stuff in Georgia. When I moved to Florida, it was like, okay, wait, you got to like think when you're going into water in Florida. You can't just casually go in because there might be a freaking alligator right there.
Or shark if you're in the ocean. Like, I moved to Florida when I was pretty young. I was like 10. So, like, my life before that, it never really registered that there were, like, creatures in the water. I don't know. But then just, like, being in Florida, like, I remember we went on my friend's boat in the lake and we were like, da 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 da. And now I'm like, dude, there are, like, definitely alligators and snakes and, like, God knows one there.
Well, right where we lived, Lake Jessup. Do you know which lake that is?
Yeah.
It was like if you went over the highway and it was like the mile-long bridge.
That's where they dump all the alligators.
That is like on record one of the bodies of water with the most alligators per square foot.
Yeah, it's because there was a pond behind my house. If they found an alligator in that pond, they would move it to Lake Jessup. Like, it was kind of just like the alligator, like,
it's like alligator land, except in the wild.
Yeah, it's like drop off. It's like dropping your kid off at daycare.
You live here with your friends, buddy.
Yeah, unless like the alligator killed somebody, then they would kill the alligator, but they would just basically just move it to Lake Jessup. Because I did like an alligator tour there, like on the boats with the propeller.
On Lake Jessup?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did like one of the airboats?
Yeah, and the alligator was like attacking our boat. Yeah, I was like, ah, it's scary.
I've never done one of those. My ex, like long-term ex, he did one. Him and his friends did a big trip to like New Orleans. And so they went like out on the bayou and there was like photos. They like, I guess came across like a little baby alligator and there was photos of them holding it. And like a lot of his friends held it. And then I asked my ex, I was like, did you hold it? And he was like, hell no.
The little one was like, okay, cute.
Yeah, I was like, but this little thing, like he's like small. I think I would have held it.
I would have held it. Dude, okay, I was in Chicago and I was walking and...
Did you like Chicago?
I did. I really liked Chicago. So that was kind of like my first semi-solo trip. Since I've been in a relationship with somebody for so long, like travel always includes another person. And so it was always on like my bucket list to do something kind of solo, which just wasn't fully solo, but like I did have most of the day where I was just exploring and doing things on my own. It was beautiful. I learned so much about like the architecture over there. I did like an architecture boat tour.
I've always wanted to do that there.
Yeah, it was really cool. Did you know that the tallest building in the world built by a woman is in Chicago?
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a squiggly looking thing. It's actually a really nice building. She also built another building in there, which was also at the time one of the tallest buildings. But the Trump Tower there is built by the same guy that built the Burj Khalifa. Is that how you say it? The tallest building in the world.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's the size of 2 Trump Towers, which is like crazy to think about how tall that is.
I've only ever been in March. It's always just been cold as hell. I'm pretty sure both times I've gone, it's been snowing. One of the times I went, my whole wallet got stolen. I know I need to give it another chance, and I know I need to go like in the summer when it's perfect weather. What's the big festival? Lollapalooza? That's there. I feel like that would be up my alley. I've not enjoyed the 2 times I've been.
This was like good weather. It was like 65, so it was like fine. I just wore a denim jacket. It was merely just like the wind that would come every once in a while, which I found out it's also not called the Windy City because it's windy. It's called the Windy City because in the 1800s, Chicago was applying to have the World Fair in Chicago. So they went up to like DC and were like trying to get, have it in Chicago. And this reporter was like, oh, these wind blowers, basically trying to insult the people from Chicago and insult the city. They called it like a windy butt, something, I don't know. And so it just like, they just nicknamed Chicago the Windy City because of that. Nothing to do with the actual wind. It was actually an insult.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But no, it was cool. Like the architecture tour was really cool. There was a guy on the street with a snake. It freaked me out. I was just like walking. You know when you just don't expect something and you're like, bleh! It was one of those moments. He had a snake around his neck, and then he had a bag with 2 snakes in it, like a duffel bag with 2 snakes in it.
Were people like taking pictures with it, or like
No, he was just standing there. I mean, I guess people could take pictures with him. I don't know. It was weird.
It's like, you know how like you'll see that in New Orleans on like Bourbon Street, like they got their big ass python. So then drunk people are like, I want to hold it, and they're like, $50 to hold it, and they're like, okay.
Maybe it should have been like that, but also noon on a Wednesday.
He was just taking his snakes out to get some fresh air.
He was just taking his snakes out on a walk. It was weird.
I've actually seen a lot of snakes recently. Like, remember when I went through that stint when I saw the one eating the damn chipmunk? A day later on my walk, I saw another big ass one. The other day we were on a walk and it was like dusk, like it was getting dark, and there was a little boy, like he's probably 1.5 feet long, just going across Bobby Jones sidewalk. The next day I ran and walked over there, and I was walking back up to my car, like up Grass Hill, and there was a little tiny baby one. Is this another sign? Like last time I was taking it as signs that like there's a snake in my life and I need to get rid of someone in my life. I did. And then now this is happening again. I'm like, are there more snakes in my life?
Yeah, I don't know. I like never see wild snakes. And thank God.
Yesterday I had pop up on my phone my screen time again. And I just need that to not do that anymore.
Mine stopped doing it. I don't know how to turn it on. I almost want to know.
Don't turn it on is what I would say, because I tried to screenshot it. I wonder if I still have it. Your average phone time, this time it didn't tell me if it was higher or lower. 9 hours and 50 minutes.
Oh, God, yeah. That's bad. It's like, what did you do all day but sit on your phone?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I remember one time before he died, I was like saying something to him about it. I was like, my screen time's just so crazy. And he was like, well, you do work and like you work from your phone. And I was like, thank you for trying, but I have a work phone. I
thought my screen time was usually between like around 8 hours. It was like close to like anywhere from like 6 to almost 9. And
like then, that's a full working day.
My friend goes, oh, mine is 12. I said, what are you doing? 12 hours on your phone? Did you even go to bed? Like, what is going on? The only thing I blame mine on is it has to be Waze. It has to be me mapping places. What is that, 30 minutes? But when I'm traveling for work, I'm like, that's all I'm doing is I'll be driving for 6 hours in the car. I think mine is something to do with, I mean, I don't drive that often, so maybe not. I don't need that. I don't relate to this number, so I'm going to need it to not. I was talking to somebody too, and she was like, yeah, I really try to minimize my screen time. And she's like, so I give my boyfriend my phone or whatever. And I was like, oh, like, what are you at? She's like, 2 hours. I'm like, do you even, like, what did you do? Like, call one person? I probably spend 2 hours texting you a day. Yeah, right. That's probably like where all my, I'm going to check right now because it tells you how many you spent on like texting and stuff. Yeah. So my messages is 1 hour and 30 minutes for today. TikTok is 49 minutes. 13 minutes on Amazon because I was trying to cancel all these. Your subscriptions? Yeah. And then 10 minutes on Chick-fil-A. So it technically doesn't count because really they were just scanning the QR code. So that's 10 minutes off my day. Yeah. Oh my goodness. We were looking at apartments yesterday. It's stressful, dude. Did you hear back from anyone? Yeah. It's one of those things where they're like, okay, well, you can move in June 1st. And I'm like, okay, I can't. And then wasn't Austin going to move there early for a job? Yeah. So now they're like, we're going to hold off on that. They want him to start once he's there. So he's like, well, I need to start before that. So he's still interviewing at other places, but at least he has like that job lined up. We're probably going to move earlier than anticipated. We're going to originally wait till the lease was up, which was like mid-July. Now we're probably going to move like end of June, 1st July, something like that. So now will you have to pay for flights? No, I'll still get an expense because I'm still flying for work, or I can just stay here for a little longer if I need to. It's just going to be like easier that way. And I think we're going to start off doing an Airbnb because the moving situation right now, also it's so many college students trying to move in and out for internships. Like that's the majority of things that I'm seeing. They're like short-term lease. I'm here for an internship. And I'm like, great. I'm old enough to be your mom. We can't be friends. Next. Yeah, I know my brother and his wife, they just moved and they're doing Airbnb again. I mean, yeah, but you do Airbnbs, you pay month to month.
Yeah.
Long term. So it's not like you're dropping, like Verbo makes you drop the whole thing up front. Because we were looking at Verbo and it was like 16,000. I was like, yeah, let me just drop 16,000 on a rental real quick. Where
Hell
Airbnb
no.
is
Imagine
like,
if it sucked.
yeah, exactly. Like Airbnb lets you do, and like New York, rent in New York is not cheap. Like we're looking at places that are like $4,000, like on
Yeah.
average, and that's like a cheaper place. So like the
Are
Airbnb,
you looking in a specific area?
I mean, Manhattan is so, I know that's such a broad term. I mean, I don't want to do Harlem. Upper East Side would be nice. I don't really want to do FiDi because it is younger, but also the rent is a lot cheaper. So maybe, I mean, it's cheaper by like a whole grand a month. But then I'm like, God, I'm going to be like the oldest person here. You know?
I'm out of my party stage, damn it. Yeah, I mean, whatever is meant to be will end up being, you know?
Yeah.
As long as you're doing the work for it to find one.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot. So one thing when I was in Chicago, first of all, the Bean was closed, so I didn't even get to see the Bean.
How was it closed?
They were like doing construction all around it, so I could only see like the top part of it. I don't know if they were cleaning it or whatever, but yeah, it was like the Millennium Park was like closed off.
What?
Yeah, I know. It sucked.
You're robbed of the like most basic Chicago thing you could possibly do.
I know, and I was like, great, this is lame.
I want a refund.
Pissed. I didn't even get to see the friggin' Bean. Laura and I went to the Museum of Ice Cream.
Oh yeah.
She'd like always wanted to go, and I was like, sure. First of all, it's unlimited ice cream.
Hell yeah.
So my stomach hurt a lot afterwards. But there's a few different locations. There's like one in Austin, Texas, one in New York, Singapore, Chicago, and I don't know where else. Each city has an ice cream that's like the flavor is like set to represent the city that they're in. And they had hot dog flavored ice cream. The thought of it is making my skin crawl.
You tried it.
I was literally like it was disgusting. It was in like a pink bun. And
was the bun like a normal bun or like was it sweet?
No, it was like a sesame, like a Chicago hot dog bun. And so because of the ice cream, it's like a little wet. So it's like wet bun. And then they're like, here, you can add some, you can add some mustard and relish to it.
Real mustard and relish? Like it wasn't sprinkles?
No, it was like real mustard. I can't even like say it. It was so nasty.
Nasty. Did you take a bite of it?
No, I just went and I didn't do
the ice cream.
The ice cream, not the I can't even talk about this. I need a break. It was so gross.
Ew. Yeah, that
I took a picture of it. I'll put it on our Instagram.
That's disgusting. Did LB try it?
Yeah. She put mustard and relish on hers.
And did she try it with it?
I can't even tell this story. Like it's so nasty. She like licked it more than I did. Like I just like the tip of my tongue touched it and I can't even like finish these sentences. It make me sick. When I touched it, like it legitimately just tasted like a hot dog water.
Yeah, I don't even like hot dogs.
It was so gross. It makes me wonder like what the other cities have. Like I wonder what New York is like. New York style pizza
or bagel
or a bagel. Like
I think I could get behind a bagel.
They had this little show and they're like, we have ranch flavored ice cream. I feel like that's just ranch that's like frozen.
Yeah, that's true. Ranch is already liquid.
And then like Austin, Texas, makes me wonder. I wonder if it's like a taco.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the World of Coke here in Atlanta because they do a lot of different flavors and Cokes that are or Coke branded products or whatever that are like popular around the world.
Yeah.
And some of them are so nasty.
Like what?
Honestly, I can't even remember because I haven't been there in probably 8 years.
Yeah, I've never been.
It was something that was on my bucket list when I was here for one of my internships. I did it and that was that. I mean, it's not really something you have to do more than once. I feel like it was fun. I did it with Crazy Ex, so it was a time. And that was that. I haven't done anything like that. Like there's the aquarium down there too. And we're known to have one of the best aquariums. My boss literally has season tickets.
Could you use his season tickets?
Probably has his photo on it. And I don't know if I can pass as a Hispanic man. That's bald.
Yeah, probably not.
Try my best.
Where's a bald cap? Pitbull.
They do like, I don't even know what it's called. The zoo does them too. Like the zoo one is called Brew at the Zoo. The zoo stays open late and you get a drink and you get to like walk through the zoo. And the aquarium does one too. Probably something at the sea or whatever. And so we've always talked about doing that, but we've never done it because it's always fallen on like random holidays that we're doing other things. Like they'll do one for New Year's Eve. I'm not going to the aquarium for New Year's Eve.
No.
Maybe if I was married, but I'm not. What single boy am I going to meet at the aquarium on New Year's Eve?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Then they do Valentine's Day one and stuff. So I think they do normal day ones too, but we just haven't done it yet. But it is something I want to do at some point.
I know. I think I need to start working on like my bucket list a little bit more. I don't know. I don't really know what else I do. Want to go skydiving at some point.
Me too. And I feel like it's something I need to do sooner than later before I get too old. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm interested in that anymore.
My mom did it for her 50th.
Okay, but she'd be wildin'.
Yeah, she like hit a midlife crisis and then bought her motorcycle and like rode off.
Rode off in the sunset, her hair flying.
Yeah. The other one that I don't think I wanted on my bucket list, but like, I don't know, bungee jumping. I don't think I could do it. Like you see those videos of those people bungee jumping off the giant bridges.
Yeah.
I don't think naturally our bodies are able to just throw ourselves off of a building, and that's not a natural feeling.
No. I've done like the like slingshot thing.
Yeah.
Not the same, obviously. That's easy. But I don't know if like bungee jumping is on my life to-do list.
Yeah.
I do want to go skydiving, but I feel like I want to go skydiving somewhere cool.
Yeah. So that's what Austin and I were talking about, because I was like, well, why don't we do it here? And he's like, why wouldn't we do it somewhere tropical where it's like cool? And I was like, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
We've done that in Positano.
I wouldn't trust those people with anything.
God.
Yeah, that would have been more enjoyable though than our boat ride, but still.
Yeah, because at least the hangover, you are just like in and out of there. Imagine though, like throwing up in the air.
You'd probably die.
Yeah, you could probably like choke on your own.
Choke. Yeah, that's probably what would have happened.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, I would have never done that there. That boat ride though, that was tough.
That boat ride. We talk about that boat ride all the time. I don't think y'all understand how bad this boat ride is. I can handle boats. For some reason, boats are like usually fine for me, and I get motion sickness on there. I was so surprised that I wasn't I did get motion sick at times on that ride, but I think a lot of it was people were just kind of hungover.
Yeah, I've never been motion sick in my entire life. And I died on that boat. That boat I was down bad, as Taylor Swift would say.
Is that what she says?
That's one of her songs, Down Bad.
Really. I mean, that's why I take freaking medication. Because that's like how you feel. Like that's how I felt going up and down those windy roads. Like I just get so sick. My flight back from Utah, thank God I had a cup with me because I threw up on my flight.
No.
Yeah, because we stayed up till 4:45 in the morning just like hanging out, and then I had to get my Uber at 5:45, so literally an hour later. So
Did you even go to sleep?
30 minutes.
Dude.
So I was dying on the Uber ride to the airport.
Were you drunk?
No, because they don't serve so alcohol, you can't. Bars in Charlotte close at 2. Cutoff is at 2. And everybody leaves by like 2:15.
Yeah.
No, in Utah, cutoff is at 1:45, and you have to be out the door before 2:00. I was done drinking at like 1:45, but the girl bought us 6 shots within like a 30-minute period. They're like, oh, you only have 30 more minutes. So she bought us all like 6 shots each, and we had 2 drinks. So we were just pounding them down in the 30-minute span.
Oh, hell no.
So then we're already like kind of awake, like we're already like, But then we just ended up hanging out at somebody's hotel room, and yeah, until 4:45, I took the flight. Honestly, thank God, because I slept the entire flight back, except for the last 45 minutes, and then the turbulence hit, and I had my cup, and I was like, bleh.
Were you sitting next to anyone?
Yeah.
So they saw you do this?
Yeah.
Did they say anything?
No.
Oh.
That was the window seat. I was kind of like, I like angled myself, so I was like kind of facing the window, so I hope he didn't see anything, but I was like, I just want to
go. You were making a hurling sound, I'm sure.
No, it wasn't. It was like it wasn't like, there wasn't like a noise. I don't like make noises like that when I throw up.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm a practiced in this space since I do it a lot.
When I just went on that bachelorette Thursday night, a few of us went out, and oh my God. Well, first off, we go to this first bar, which is apparently the only bar pretty much in like Rosemary Beach area, called AJ's. There are at least 8 other brides there. This whole place is only bachelorettes. It was worse than Nashville, because at least Nashville, people go there not on a bachelorette, and there's 180 bars on Broadway, and each bar is 5 stories. So they're all spread out. in Rosemary Beach? No. They're all going to the one bar, AJ's. But only 3 of us go out this night.
Is it in like a tall tower?
No.
Oh, because there is an AJ's in Destin that's like that. And I didn't know.
We weren't in Destin. We were in Rosemary Beach. This night we did end up in Destin. But so we go to AJ's. AJ's closes. So then we go to some other bar. I couldn't even tell you what this other bar's name's. Other than we get there and I'm like, I have to pee now. So I get in line and I'm standing there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And it's taking so long. And I've become friends with the girl next to me in line because that's what girls do. And I go up and knock on the door and I'm like, bang, 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 bang. But then I leave it. I don't keep doing it. You know, like there are some of those girls that just keep fucking doing it. And it's like, bro, it's only gonna piss them off. Well, anyway, even my little bit of knocking pisses this girl off. So she finally comes out and the door has like one of those hinges at the top that automatically closes the door, like the metal thing. And so she finally opens the door and she's wearing like a baseball cap and she's just like, really, all that knocking? And we were like, really, you had to take all that time? And she was just being bitchy. And the girl that I was in line with, we ended up going in the bathroom together because at this point we were BFFs because we stood there for so long. And the other girl and her friend came out. As they came out, the door hit the girl. And I said, ooh, don't let the door hit you on your way out. She didn't like that. So we're in the bathroom and all of a sudden we're hearing ruckus. We don't know what it is. And we're like real fast. Like I think I had my timer going because we got a minute total in here, 30 seconds each. Like we're in and out. We opened the door. The girl that had come out of the bathroom had found a beer bottle or some bottle and smashed it. It had cut someone's ear. I didn't see that. Apparently this girl's bleeding. I didn't see this because we're coming out of the bathroom like, what? Everyone's already freaking out. She apparently finds another bottle and smashes that one too.
Because of you?
I don't know. Apparently someone else said that she was dating one of the bartenders and one of the bartenders like was talking too much to another girl. I don't know if I set that off with the comment or if she was already pissed and then that was like the last straw. I have no idea. But yeah, and so then immediately there's 10 cops in the ball, all these cop cars. No one's allowed to leave because they like might have to interview or something, do things. I don't even have a drink because we just got there. So I'm like, damn, so I can't get a drink. And they're like, no, ma'am. Okay. And finally we're all allowed to leave. And then I called an Uber back to our Airbnb and the other girl would call an Uber to Coyote Ugly in Destin because they're open 4 or something. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm ready to go home. And their Uber was going to arrive in like 2 minutes and mine was like 18 minutes. And I was like, well, shit, I'm not going to stand out here by myself for 18 minutes. So then I canceled my Uber, got charged for that, not bands. And I then went to Coyote Ugly. We didn't get home until 6 a.m. Ugh. I was like, who am I? This is my watch didn't even read sleep. It said no data. I was like, I'm not built for this. The next morning we got up and went to brunch at like 8 a.m. There's photos. I'm like, I am not well for this. I'm not built out for this. Luckily that day it was just our house pool party. And so, oh my God. And then that next morning we go do brunch and I'm like, shit, my ID's not in my purse. Where could this be? And I'm about to go through my suitcase and everything, see where it is. And immediately it's like he knew. A boy I met that night DM'd me or texted me and was like, so somehow I have your ID. I was like, I fucking hate it here. And I got in a car accident on the way to this damn bachelorette. And then he was like, I don't have a car here or else I'd bring it to you, but we're golfing here today. And he sent me the link or like the address and it was 45 minutes away.
Ew.
I had to then drive the crashed minivan 45 minutes to the place. He dropped my ID off in the clubhouse and then back. And the clubhouse and where they were golfing, I swear on my life, it was within a half mile of where I got in my car accident.
That's so funny.
Like I was driving and I was like, that's where I got hit. And then it was like, turn right, you're here. I was like, I hate it here. I hate it here.
That's the thing too. Also on situations where you do stay up till like 5, 6 in the morning, it takes like 3 to 5 business days to recover.
I still think I'm recovering from that trip. I was in that time zone for 7 days and I just didn't get a whole lot of sleep to begin with. And I mean, this past weekend, one day I slept until like 9:30.
I know. My time zones are so off too because I went to Utah and I stayed up till 2 o'clock Utah time, which is 4 o'clock our time, twice in a row. Never do that. And then I come back for 3 days, so I'm kind of getting back to Charlotte time. Then Then I go to Chicago, which is 1 hour behind, but I still stay up late and like do things there. And then I come back here and like my body is so off. I think today I'm like finally starting to feel semi-normal. I woke up at like 6, but then I fell back to sleep. I woke up at like 8:30, so I was like 8:30 is fine. But I'm still like, now I'm gonna start getting back into the gym, and waking up at 7:45 tomorrow is gonna suck.
Yep. Yeah, and that's how I am. And now that I'm working from home the next week and some days, I don't really have to set an alarm for the morning because I don't technically start work until 10. I know I'm gonna be up by 10. So I'm like, all right, am I gonna really mess up my sleep schedule now and sleep in a lot? Or can I get it back on track and actually have a normal sleep cycle?
Yeah.
We'll see. Are y'all doing anything fun for Memorial Day weekend?
No, I'm not doing anything. I'm watching Warren's dogs.
Oh, yeah. I think we're going to do a board night Friday with the girls. You know, not board games. I made sure to clarify when we were talking about it because I was like, we're not playing board games. Hell no. Where like everyone makes a themed charcuterie board. We did one a few years ago where like I did a wing board and someone else did a taco board and someone did a dessert board and stuff. So I think we might try and do that Friday.
That's fun.
Saturday, I'll probably just end up going to the pool. We don't really have any plans. I might just see like kind of where the day goes. And then Sunday, I think we're having a big pool party. So that should be fun.
Yeah, I think Saturday. Well, Saturday we're going up to the lake, but just like chilling on the lake. We're not going to go on a boat or anything, hanging out there.
Is there like a dock?
My sister's boyfriend, his family lives on the lake. They're out of town. They're in Italy this week. So yeah, they have a dock. We're just like hanging out on the dock.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so this like so my first job here in Atlanta at America Smart, which is now, it's been renamed like 100 times. It was bought when I worked for them, and I only worked for them for a year, and then I got let go or fired. Whatever. My position was no longer there. One girl that was on my team, she just made a Facebook group called Legacy America Smart. And it's like, and let me see how many people are in this group now. 121 people. And they all post about like what years they worked there. And it was like the best of their career and all these photos and stuff. And I literally just want to be like 2017 to 2018, the worst year of my life.
Dude, I cannot with people like that. Like, to me, that stuff is so cringe.
I mean, and this is one of those companies where like, I mean, half of these people, they worked there from 1992 to 2015. And it's like, yo, how did you stay at this job? This person, customer relations, 2007 to 2019, accounting, 2007 to 2019. Everyone is just commenting back and forth. And then there's like sharing photos and like this person, 1999 to 2008, 1988 to 2012.
See, I think people like that stay with a company because they think like, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was like, you know, some people just stay with a company because they think it's like what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, you can leave if you don't.
This person, 1985 to 2012, 1996 to 2024. You've worked there for how old I am.
That's insane.
You have worked there my entire life.
I can't imagine working at
2012. I mean, and yeah, everyone's like, oh my God, it was the best. And I'm like, no, fuck you guys. I hate you. You basically bullied me as a early college grad. No, but I joined the group anyway, just because at first I didn't know what it was really going to be. And then now I see this and I get a notification, like someone just posted some award they got. Oh, and then people still have like, you know how like companies will send out letters like thanking you for your job.
Yeah.
People still have those.
I don't get it. It's like people like that. I'm like, how do you expect to not be made fun of? What are you doing? Why? This is why cyberbullying exists, because of people like you.
Yeah. And like, I will say I'm probably the youngest person in this group because they have the years of it, but the company ended in 2018. Like it was then bought. So they're not everyone past there. Unless you started before, they're not a legacy America Smart person. Like I have to be the youngest person in this group, but like, what the hell?
It's weird out there. It sounds like the high school Facebook reunion.
No, it literally does. It is exactly that. And then I guess the last thing I got is I have my parents' dogs here now with me for the next month. So I've decided to use this as a test of if I'm ready for a pet or not.
Yeah.
I've still looked at like where like 327 where I found him on the website, and there's actually been some cute ones, but I knew I was getting my parents' dogs now and having them for a month. I didn't need to have them and my own dog. That would be brand new. That would 3 dogs, way too much. I'm going to see how this next month goes. I do think 2 dogs is a little bit harder than 1, just because 1 you can like at least control pretty easily, but 2, like they're going 2 different damn directions.
Yeah.
And like one barks, the other one then kind of wants to bark, and then it's like neither of you should be barking right now, and then they never poop at the same time and stuff. So and
yeah, one of them's pooping, the other one's like pulling.
Yeah, Louis is terrified of the dumpster, terrified, and it's right by the fucking road.
Yeah.
So he just sits in the road, and I'm like, dude, if a car comes, you're gonna get wrecked.
Yes.
And then I'm like, Louis, I can't. You are my heart and soul. I cannot see you get squashed by a car.
Can you just pick him up?
Well, it's kind of a lot when I'm holding 2 leashes. One dog's pulling, pick him up. I have a bag of poop, and then I have to. You've used my dumpster. It's like the gate and then the metal thing too.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the most easy situation to begin with. Just holding their leashes, the poop, and opening the doors. It'll be interesting. I'm hoping, since they've only been here for like 2.5 days now, so I'm hoping as time goes on, maybe he gets a little bit more used to it. And maybe they get used to the people walking past my place.
The barking doesn't stop. That's just forever.
I'm going to try and train him.
Yeah, no, my parents' dogs, they're small dogs, and anytime anybody walks past and they've lived their entire lives, it's always barking. I'm like, it's the same people walking past. We've lived here for 10 years. Nobody knew. Nobody that you don't know. They still bark.
Well, it might be a long month, but we'll see how it goes and if I have dog mom ready. But right now I'm dog stepmom, I suppose. Here we go. On that note, we will talk to y'all later. We have one more episode in May, and maybe we'll have some fun updates from Memorial Day weekend. Bye, y'all.
Bye.